Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck. You're not going to believe it. It's the first time I've seen it happen in a couple years. Life Lessons card of Balance. Now, this is 3 times in a week that this card has come up. And you might ask, how does that happen? Well, I draw the cards throughout the day, and, actually in the morning. I either use an app on my phone or I'll draw them out of the deck, and it just so happens that this comes up, and it flabbergasted me this morning when I was thinking about it, and I was just like, okay, so the universe wants to tell me that you got to find some balance. We talked about balance of work-life balance a couple days ago. Then we talked about that intellect, emotional, jealousy, insecurity balance, right? The air energy. Yesterday was the Knight of Arrows. And talking about, what do you need to stand up for? The quick, decisive action. And then the balance card is after that. And, the Knight of Arrows is looking right at you. Now, looking at this card sitting here with the 2 serpents wrapped around, you got a face in the tree. So it's a life lesson, and the life lesson keeps coming up saying, hey, you need some balance. The first time it came up could have been in that skill set, the responsibility, work-life balance, like I said. The second time it came up, it's on that 7 of Arrows. Now, it comes up after the Knight of Arrows, the Hawk. And my initial thinking is, okay, the Hawk's about quick, decisive action. I need to balance that quick, decisive action with my emotions, as well as how it's going to affect others in a work-life situation. That could be home, could be work. There's got to be a balance within myself or within yourself, say. All right, and this is a reminder just to say, hey, it's an opportune time right now to get everything in balance, to become one with yourself, one with your heart, your soul, one with the spirit that's within, connected to the universe, one with nature. As we listen to the robins, right? And over the weekend, I was up north at a state park, and listening to the birds chirp up there, the chickadees and the warblers, and you name it, blue jays, cardinals, and it just becoming one with nature. Listening to those sounds in the morning, being able to meditate on that, and just let that bring you back to a reality, almost like smell the roses. Smelling that lavender if you burn incense. All right, come to that balance of family. Find that balance of love within. Making sure that you're giving that, that loving energy out to everybody else. But making sure it's a balance, a give and take, right? You bring some in, I give some out, right? Instead of, some people take it all. They don't even realize it. I call them vampires, right? Energy vampires. And, at the same time, when you can give energy to somebody else from long distance, say, for healing, okay, or for positive attitude, positive vibes, positive vibrations, it helps move that balance from the negative to the positive. And there's a yin and yang with everything. You've got the blood and the bone here, and we're all blood and bone. Okay, we're all heart and soul, spirit and soul. Universe, God, however you want to look at it. Okay, finding that balance. And the more I thought about this card, it's temperance is the name in the traditional value, right? And that represents inner strength and tranquility. And let's look at it that way. If you've got this skill set with the 8 of stones just dropped off, and you have that responsibility within work, That's giving you an inner security that you have. Man, I'm doing really good. I've got that responsibility. I'm a manager. I'm managing my team well. They're doing everything they're supposed to do. I've been given this responsibility by the tribe, by the elders, by the bosses, and I'm doing really well. And that gives you that tranquility, saying, you know what? I'm at peace with myself. To me, that's what tranquility stands for, is that peace. And at the same time, you are raising that vibrational level up, for your higher self. And you've been patient along the past, all right? And that ends up having to take a moment to look at that journey. And then the 3 of arrows and the 7 of arrows popped up on the other side. So it's bookended, right? That's how we've talked about this. How did we get that way? How did you get that way? Well, you've let your emotions take over to put that doubt and fear and insecurity of what both of these cards represent. Doubt and insecurity. You let that come in. Even though you've got the skill set and responsibility. Maybe it could be a different relationship. It could be a a family relationship. Okay? That you let that doubt and insecurity come in. And now you have to find that balance. You have to get back to the balance of saying, you know what? I can't be, like this. I have to be even, like the scales. And then yesterday with the Knight of Arrows. Okay, so here you've got balance, Knight of Arrows, and then balance again. Knight of Arrows, quick and decisive action. What do you need to stand up for in creating that balance? The Knight of Arrows is bookended as well. How do you find that balance from that emotional insecurity of jealousy and insecurity, right? The 3 of arrows and the 7 of arrows. How do you find it? Maybe you do need to take a stand. Maybe you need to draw that line in the sand and have that conversation with somebody. That it's going to be a difficult conversation. Maybe you need to have that conversation because the balance is off. Have you looked at all the information that's out there? Is what that Knight of Arrows also asks. Who created that jealousy and insecurity? Was it you or was it somebody else? Come to terms with the balance that's within there. Understand it, that if somebody's pushing that button in you, you need to look and say, okay, yes, I need to let this out. I need to talk about it. I need to vent about it. Okay, and with some people, it's easy. They're able to let things go. Other people, they hold on to things for a long time. All right? The key with that 3 of arrows, jealousy, look at it as a blessing. The key with the 7 of arrows, insecurity, you have the option to get down off of that rock. You have the option to move away. It's whether or not you want to stay on that rock and dwell on it. And that's where the balance card came in. And then the hawk comes in. Now it's telling you, you know what? Get over it. Move on. It's time to get back to that balance that you had. So yeah, 3 times in a week, that's tough, and we'll be talking about it for at least a couple more days. And these are life lessons cards, and you've got 3 of them this week. 2, and 3 arrows cards. The 10 of bows is still out there. So, this is a lot to do with that mental, intellectual type energy. All right, and you need to balance that out. That's the best I can say about this card 3 times in a row. So, or not 3 times in a row, but 3 times in a week. So there you have it. Balance again. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. This is D for Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.